You will never win if you never begin. You've already lost every battle you never started. That's the brutal truth about human potential that most people refuse to face. We spend our entire lives preparing for the perfect moment, waiting for the stars to align. But perfection is just fear wearing a fancy costume. Think about it. Every single achievement in human history started with someone who had zero guarantee of success. They didn't have all the answers, the perfect plan, or even confidence. They just began. The Wright brothers didn't know if their plane would fly. Steve Jobs didn't know if anyone would want a computer in their home. Your favorite artist didn't know if anyone would care about their first song. We've been conditioned to believe that starting requires certainty, but that's backwards. Certainty comes from starting, not the other way around. You learn by doing, not by thinking about doing. Every expert was once a complete beginner who felt exactly like you do right now. The scariest part isn't failure. It's realizing that your biggest regrets won't be the things you tried and failed at. They'll be the things you never attempted because you're too busy waiting for permission from a universe that doesn't give permission slips. Your future self is already disappointed in the opportunities you're not taking today. The gap between who you are and who you could become only grows wider with hesitation. Every day you don't begin is a day you can't get back. Stop treating your dreams like they're fragile. They're not made of glass, they're made of possibility. And possibility doesn't activate until you do. You will never win if you never begin. But here's what nobody tells you about that first step. It's designed to feel impossible. Think about it. Every single thing you've ever wanted to do has this weird psychological barrier right at the starting line. Your brain literally fights against beginnings because it's wired to keep you safe in familiar territory. But here's the thing. That resistance isn't a bug in your system. It's actually a feature. The discomfort you feel before starting something new is your mind's way of measuring how much that thing could potentially change your life. The bigger the resistance, the bigger the transformation waiting on the other side. Most people interpret this feeling as a sign to stop, but it's actually a sign that you're about to level up. The ancient philosophers had this concept called memento mori. Remember you will die. Sounds dark, but it's actually liberating. Every day you don't begin is a day closer to never having the chance at all. Your future self is literally waiting for you to make that first move. The person you could become exists in potential, but they can only become real through action. So maybe the question isn't whether you're ready to begin, but whether you're ready to meet who you could become. The hardest prison to escape is your own mind. The hardest prison to escape is your own mind because it's the only prison where the prisoner becomes the guard. In any physical prison, there's a clear distinction between you and your captors, but in your mental prison, you're simultaneously the one locked up and the one holding the keys. You create the rules, enforce them, and then convince yourself you can't break them. Your mind builds walls out of past failures, other people's opinions, and imaginary limitations. The crazy part is, these walls aren't even real, but they feel more solid than concrete. You'll spend years pacing inside boundaries that exist nowhere except in your thoughts. Here's what's wild. Your brain doesn't actually want to keep you trapped. It's trying to protect you from potential pain or embarrassment. Every limiting belief is basically your mind saying, "Remember last time you tried something like this?" It's not malicious. It's just outdated security software running on old programming. The breakthrough happens when you realize you're not fighting your mind, you're updating it. You don't escape by force. You escape by questioning every rule you never remember agreeing to follow. Who said you weren't smart enough? When did you decide you weren't worthy? Where's the actual evidence for these life sentences you gave yourself? Most people spend their whole lives as prisoners who forgot they have the key. The door was never locked from the outside. You've been free this entire time. You just needed permission from yourself to walk out. Your mind isn't your enemy. It's your kingdom. Time to start ruling it instead of serving it.